And welcome back, everybody. Today I am making my second video of Runeborn. This has been a game I've been putting quite a bit of time into lately. It's really enjoyable. It's a mix of Balatro and a slot machine. If you haven't seen my first video covering this game, be sure to check that out, link in the description below. Be sure to stick around till the end, as I do get on the leaderboards. I get a rank 22 run, while still missing a trinket slot nonetheless. I can only imagine what I could have accomplished. So with this run, I'll kind of go over my thought process and my trinket choices. Starting with my first two pickups here. The first trinket I got is going to allow me to thin out my rune deck by deleting several of the runes, 2 runes per cast of the first cast of each fight. And I'm also going to be putting amulets on my white runes and my wilds. And then my second rune there is just a buff to all white held runes that get played. So starting out here, I'm just looking to thin out my rune book and focus on casting as many white runes as I can, and just seeing what I can make happen. I didn't get lucky with the 5 in a row there, but still plenty enough to kill the boss in the first hit there. So now we go into the shop for this next round, where I pick up this amazing cocaine, which with the extra amethyst on it basically is a free trinket, and makes it so I don't need to worry about holding meditation anymore. The not being able to use the meditation kind of sucks for this first fight here, because I couldn't just drain my pool to get rid of it. But as you see, a 5 of the kind white rune just annihilates the boss encounter. And we move on to the next rewards. Now, while the earth rune and the ice rune have some added benefits, I'm just going to stick to the light runes. I was tempted to switch earth here, but it wasn't worth it for me. So I'm going to put the white rune in the first column, because triggering the first column is the most important. Picking up execution here is a risk. You can get something really good. You can also get some kind of mediocre perks on it. Here I'm going to go try to get the destroy runes. Again, thinning out my deck is the most important thing early game for me here, and is going to be vital for my ability to clear the later stages of the run. Put the amethyst at the bottom just in case rune order matters. I don't think it does, but I haven't taken the time to verify for sure. Here I'm trying to debate what's the best way to try to get 5 in a row, which I do get it on that bottom row, giving me the guaranteed victory. Alright, so from here what I want to do is I want to get all the runes, as much of them out at least as I can out of that first row. If I can trigger the white runes every time in that first row, that is going to be the most important. Get that first cast to destroy a couple more. Here again, I'm trying to think of the best way to get the most out of my holds. I didn't get lucky on the 5 of the kind in the top row, but did get a decent play on it. Here I'm still playing with holding on to meditations. I really shouldn't. The bonus multipliers you get from that cane outweighs anything I'm getting by holding off here. This rune polish I find to be exceptionally potent. So I picked that up. If you can get that early on and you can really focus on the same few runes throughout the run, it makes the world of difference when it comes to a late game. Now here we'll see that I finally have that polish and the cane going. I thought about picking up the metronome, but just didn't seem worth it. Unfortunately, my executioner rolled with just plus 20 damage to each rune. To me, that's not a great perk. 15 multi to 3 matches is pretty decent because you can get that kind of consistently. I decided to go for a reroll, and I find this, the Beaming Beacon. This thing is insane. But I need to get 2 extra gold in order to be able to pick it up. I already have the light ring. So this is where I'm like, Executioner, you gotta go. You do not compare to the Beaming Beacon, and your damage just wasn't good enough. Now, a lot of the times we'll pick the harder missions for the extra gold, but I found that you can get some really good scrolls with not only like amulets, but you can also get the destroy runes. And I know I sound like a broken record here, but emphasizing how important it is to clear out your rune book makes the world of difference. And you'll see that later in this run. So stick around and watch the craziness that is what becomes to this run. Now I shouldn't have held the bottom right, and I should have held the bottom left. I'd have had 2 5 in a rows, but as you see the damage, it just doesn't matter. What I need to do is I need to start getting scrolls that have amulets on them. Then I see this wonderful little trinket, Underdog. Adds 100 damage to every... Plus it adds multiplier. Chip Jewel, you gotta go. But it's not enough. Luckily, I have that scroll from the previous run, and I get to pick it up. Again, I'm gonna go for the destroyed runes. Even though I'm low on gold, it's a guaranteed free destroy. Here, 5 in a row, like, yeah, I'm just gonna take the easy win. Or close to easy win. Alright, now I can no longer get ice in the first 2 rows. And we're on to our first boss fight. Now, while I don't like the fact that it's adding ethereal amulets to my runes, if it adds it to a white rune, it actually is going to help me out because it'll allow it to double trigger thanks to the beam trinket that I picked up earlier, which is crazy strong. The problem is it's going to overwrite my current amulet, which I don't like, so I'm going to undo that one in hopes to get a non-amulet rune there. Again, I like that amulet, but I don't have any meditates, so I'm just gonna have to deal with the fact that it's gonna get rid of that amulet. But as you see, now that I'm out of meditates, the damage numbers are spiking super high thanks to the bonus multipliers. And now I get an extra trinket slot, which I will make the most out of. And now we get wild card. Wild card is insanely good. The only problem with wildcard is you can't hold any of your runes anymore. So I'm going to pick up that scroll. And then I debated between the Celestial or the Divine. I prefer the Celestial because it's consistent damage. I need more scrolls at this point. Because what I need is I need to get scrolls on all of my runes. Now I'm holding these only because I just don't want them to get destroyed. Now I can start thinning out my first 2 rows again, focusing mainly on those 2. And now you'll see this is like one of the weaker runs. And I still have full meditates. If I had burned all my meditates right away, I'd have done severely more damage to him. But as you see, even on a bad play, where I'm not even getting 2 stacks, I'm almost getting enough to kill the boss. But here we'll get to see what a real 3 of a kind will do with 1 amulet. Starting to get that combination of high damage plus some decent multipliers. That 3 of a kind did over 147,000 damage while still having my meditates up. Psionic amulet, by far the best amulet in the game. Anytime you have a chance to pick those up, I highly recommend it. So I'll just hold those 2 so they don't get destroyed. Alright, now we're going to start putting amulets on ones that do not have an amulet on them. I'm gonna meditate so that way I can get the amulets on the other 2. Now I realize I just need to meditate away down to 0. Put the multi at the bottom. And here we go. $140,000 damage without a single white rune. Now let's see what we can do with a white rune. $275,000 damage. Love to see it. I thought about seed pack just because of how the wild card is running, but there isn't anything I was really considering giving up for it. The 1.5 multiplier on 2 or more, that seemed really nice, but I'm low on money and it just didn't seem like it was worth it to try to go for seed pack. If you know more about how the multipliers work, if that would have been a better choice than something I had, let me know in the comments below. For me, it just didn't seem like a good idea. Here, I think I want the scrolls. I need to get amulets on all my white runes. And if I get any destroys, all the better. Again, absolutely terrible roll on that. But doing 85k. More than enough to kill the boss. And the boss is destroying runes for me. Which, as long as he doesn't hit my white runes, he's actually doing me a favor. And he destroys a red rune in the second row. What a helpful elite. Putting in that first row, gotta guarantee those white runes. Now I thought about taking the other rune, but I thought I could just use it to destroy necrotic. Because with that beam, it any necrotic is 100% guaranteed chance to destroy your rune. The issue is it's got a trigger, so it'll only destroy the first one unless it triggers that green second one. So I should have put it on the red rune in the first column, thus guaranteeing if either that green or red rolls, it's guaranteed to get the kill. Here I just blow all my meditates to get the higher damage, and here we go. Wasn't even a great spin, it was only 2 with 1 amulet, and it almost kills the boss. We get a 3 of a kind, but no amulet. Still do some decent damage. That's how powerful that wild card is. Epic trinket chest. I did think about picking up this donation box so I could stack money. And the same with the Phoenix Feather. But I didn't like the Phoenix Feather just because it implies you have to lose. And I don't like that. So really the only thing in this that sticks out is the rune hammer, which allows you to make copies of runes instead of just destroying. So I figure I'd get rid of that and pick up the rune hammer as its replacement. So now I can start duplicating runes where I need them, instead of indiscriminately destroying runes where I don't. Pick up a few more scrolls to add amulets. Too late in the game to get the dwarven. I don't care about holds. Easy money. So I want more of those psychic white runes. So I'll hold just that. Creates a duplicate of it. Thus making it more likely that when I do my random casts, I will be getting those in that first column. Now here, use that on those. Now that should destroy that necrotic green one in the top left corner and getting it out of here. That red one would have been destroyed if I'd put that on that one instead. See, this is where that green and the necrotic on the green in the second column isn't doing any good. So the build's almost there, but it's not quite. Now see, I don't know if I misunderstood or I'm not understanding the scroll right, but it gives you an uncommon trinket, but it's supposed to give you a rare one if there are 3 fire runes that are visible. Not entirely sure what that means. I like to pick this up because I was curious. Duplicate my rune. So now I'm trying to figure out what trinket do I get rid of for that. Because I do want to play with it and see what I can get my hands on. And I think the light ring is the best option. It's the lowest damage, lowest multi. That isn't completely breaking the mechanics of the game for me right now. Alright, so considering that has the gem in it, that's an off-limits one, I think. Still using that to build out my deck. That's still growing in power. I think it's got to be the light ring. Now see, the way I see it, I have 3 fire. I have 3 fire rings visible. Yeah, it's got to be the light ring. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I don't mess it up. The rune polish is definitely giving more than the light ring, even with the multi. Because that's only a bonus 45 damage. But it gave me an uncommon, which is nice. It's a 1x multi on every cast, and it gets stronger after every cast that you make. So the closer you are to losing, the more powerful your hits get, which is nice. But oh, I lost my wild rune. I lost a white rune. God, this guy's got so much health. A little touch and go here. I gotta do at least 270 some damage per. This is like probably the weakest I'll get on a hit too. Alright. Should be an easy win. Destroys a dark rune, that's good. There goes another white rune. So it's gonna still trigger even though it's after he's dead. Little touchy, but we made it. Well, we get a white rune with an amulet to replace it, so I'm going to put this in the second column. As you can see, I got more white runes than I do other runes in that first column already. A 1x multi or 25 multi. I never get matches of 4 or 5 anymore. That's not happening. A degrading, no. Replaces with a random trinket. No. Odd bauble. Guaranteed 21 multi. I like that better. And there it is. Copycat. This makes the most broken combination you will see ever. I need 4 gold to make this work. So I have to give up some trinkets to make this happen. The bauble, easy choice. The polish, easy choice. So wild card at top, copycat underneath it. And from here on out, you're going to see some crazy numbers. Now, I shouldn't have gone to the destroy runes. I should have gone to the general shop to try to get myself another trinket. Something with a multiplier. And then I could have gotten rid of the hammer as well for another multiplier. And I would have potentially gotten higher on the leaderboard than I did. I was playing the long game instead of the short game. But as you'll watch, I lowered my meditates. $1.3 million damage. Insane amount of damage per cast. And those are only on 2 of a kinds. Imagine if I got a 3, a 4, or a 5 of a kind on one of those. That being said, getting rid of the red runes so I can no longer trigger those. Getting rid of the white or the gold. At this point, holds don't matter. I need the gold. Let's go to a general shop. Duplicating the second row, because that's where I need it most. $3.1 million. And it's just gonna get crazier and crazier from here. Forbidden Scroll chest piqued my interest. Destroy 5 runes, gains 20 gold. Why not? I saw the curse of replication. I would have done that immediately if I'd gotten it earlier with wildcard. You sell everything but wildcard and then you duplicate that. So I lost my wild rune, which kind of sucks. And I couldn't pick up anything in here. I should have re-rolled there and gotten a trinket. I am kicking myself for not looking for better trinkets. But here we are, final book. Down to just 8 runes in those first 2 slots, mostly whites. I'm going to duplicate a light rune in that second slot because that's where it's needed. Two 3-of-a-kinds with amulets. The first 3-of-a-kind just one-shot him. Here comes the second. $23.7 million damage for a rank 22 on the leaderboard. With a missing slot and a hammer. So I could have done so much better. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll post more if I get another good run. Hope to catch you next time. Later.